Close the doors?
Hello! Or one of them, so there's a little bit of thing. So, here we are live from STRATEGICON, GameX 2017. Yay! And we are the Happy Jacks RPG podcast and our live studio audience all together.
There's a Wookiee out there.
There's a Wookiee in the hallway.
A dyspeptic Wookiee.
So this is our live show. This is our second time actually streaming from the podcast, or streaming from the convention. So let us know if there's internet issues, but should be working. Should be going good. So hi, people. And thank you to those of you listening to the podcast later on. So what we do is we go through and we talk to people who have run games today and yesterday for the convention and talk about their games, give it a breakdown. If there are people here who want to make comments about the game, that's cool. If not, that's cool too. So first we're going to have Mr. Jim Sandoval, though, come up and talk to us. Jim is an awesome cleanup person for a game we played today together. We were on a team and we each had different things. He also runs the RPG section, the tabletop RPG section here at StrategicCon. So here you go.
Hello, everybody. And as always, my first question, everybody have fun today?
Yes.
All right, great.
Who's ours?
So I'm happy to report everything is going well for our small con. Our attendance is actually really good. For some reason to me, though, the energy of this con seems to be a lot lower, as in there's not that sort of like electric, sort of like everybody piled up excited about playing games. It seems a little bit more mellow, and I'm not really sure what that's about. This is traditionally our smallest con.
Not as much electric boogaloo.
Not as much electric boogaloo. We need to add more of that.
I was going to say because we legalized marijuana in the state. I mean, you know.
Not till 2018.
Stopped anybody anyway, either way. So, but I'm happy to report everything is going great. I actually participated in a play test in one of Jim Pinto's new games. That was really exciting. But it was really weird. But that's Jim Pinto. It was literally a Western where the demons pulled God from the sky and killed them in this Western town, and then killed most of the men. So the women are fending for themselves in this town. And the whole scenario was that the last few men that were still left, the demons had kidnapped and taken to this mine, and it was up to us four frontiers women to rescue the men.
Nice.
So, there was the school marm, who was the de facto leader of the group. There was an ex-prostitute. There was me, who was sort of like, I had murdered my husband and during the night where the demons invaded and covered it up that way because he was abusive. So everybody had sort of like a dark secret kind of thing going on. But super interesting game. We helped Jim a lot sort of iron out some things with the way that he did the card-based initiative. So another one of those situations where if you guys want to be really involved in play testing or in learning how these games are designed, or just hanging out with game designers, because literally I was at a table with three game designers and myself playing this game. So it's super great, and I love this community and their ability to give people such great feedback on whatever projects they're working on. But that's pretty much all I have to report, and I'll put it back to you.
Nice.
Cool. Thanks, Jim.
Thank you, Jim. Yay!
Woot!
Awesome. So I guess we're starting Friday. Who ran Friday games?
Hold on.
Go.
Is that for something
What was that
special?
all about?
I don't know what that was about.
I didn't believe that I was here.
Gotcha.
You did not hear the horrible Wookiee noise?
He was in fact here.
Come in.
Awesome. So, Jim, what did you run and what happened?
Well, I inherited a game because the original GM could not be here.
That's this guy.
Yeah.
So I ran Masks, A New Generation. The game was titled Sentinels of the Solar System. And the basic setup is that 65 million years ago, lizard men lived on Earth, but because there was this massive asteroid about to collide with Earth, they left, kind of like dolphins. So long and thanks for all the fish.
Right.
And they went off to Europa, where they were in hibernation, and they just woke up, and they were being attacked by these giant squids. So we had our heroes, and our heroes, as is so often the case with Masks, started the game in detention and were sent on a field trip into orbit. They were supposed to go to the moon, but they got a distress call from Europa, and in true, teenage superhero fashion, they took off and ran and went to Europa to try to solve this problem, and hilarity ensued.
Awesome.
And
Awesome.
thank you again for running that for me since I couldn't be here yesterday.
Oh, you're most welcome, sir.
Really appreciate
Good
it.
job.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. How did you feel it went?
I thought the game went really well. It was the least combative game of teenage superheroes I think I've ever seen, because I think we had 2 attack rolls made in the entire game, because they wanted to talk. They wanted to
Nice.
go talk to the lizard men, and then they ended up distracting the high priest of the lizard men so they could get to the lizard men's god gem, which was in fact the reactor gem of their ship that was cracked and was leaking radiation. That was what was causing the problem. And they ended up sealing up the reactor, but one of the heroes had to absorb all of the god gem energy into herself. That can never be a problem later.
No. That
Yeah.
always works out well.
Yeah.
Warm tingly feeling is nice.
Yeah!
Exactly.
So, for those of us who play Masks, you can pretty much get the idea of how this went.
Yeah.
Cool.
And if you haven't ever seen Masks played, you should watch our Masks actual play on every other Monday night.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
not this Monday, but the Monday after that. We'll
Right.
be playing next time.
Cool.
Yep.
And you can watch them all on YouTube if you missed. Awesome. Cool. So, and was that an idea you just came up with, or is that something
That was
Jason?
that was
Yeah.
Jason's
Jason's
idea,
that you
and I
ran.
just kind of went with the seeds that he gave me and let the game cook the way it does.
Nice. I'd be interested, and something we've always talked about doing, but we haven't done it yet at a con, is come up with a collective idea for a game and have different GMs run the
Yeah.
same idea in maybe different systems or things like that, just to see how different it could be. It's like those cooking shows where people are like, here's one set of ingredients, see,
Yeah.
and everyone makes a different
Yeah.
thing with it.
Yeah.
I think that'd be cool. All right,
Definitely.
Sorry, I'm reading the chat room too. Anyone else Friday games?
Did anybody else run on Friday? Because I would love to talk about Mook's Friday game.
Do it, yeah.
Okay.
I
So
ran to the store.
you did.
Yeah.
You can shush then.
That
This is RPG country, honey. Mook ran a game called Rescue or Bug Hunt, where we played your Lord God, Kings and Saviors, the United States Colonial Space Marines. Hoorah. Yes. No, so we got to play, but we were this was a Wayland Yutani universe. And so we got waylaid and diverted to a research facility where I'm not going to say exactly what happens because he's running this game again 2 more times. But let's just say Wayland Yutani, Colonial Space Marines.
Couldn't have anything to do with
research
aliens.
Facility. Yeah, there might have been a character named Bishop in our game.
My favorite character.
Yeah, no, but I gotta tell you, first of all, GURPS, can we get a yeah?
Yeah.
GURPS,
Yeah!
yeah.
Thank you, Dave.
In the Mook GURPS, and it was a fantastic game, and just lots of adrenaline, adventure, fantastic characters. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun. So, fantastic game.
Nice.
When does Mook ever run a game that isn't fantastic?
It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
I've never seen one.
That doesn't happen.
I think
Not a
those
thing.
people are killed.
No, I think
They're
pretty
like,
soon,
yeah.
pretty soon
No,
it's
Didn't
gonna
like
be-
the
he
game,
doesn't,
did
yeah.
ya?
If you don't like Mook's game, then they should be eliminated
Yeah,
from the
they
Gene Pool
should.
for natural
Yeah.
selection.
pretty
That's
soon
the
it's-
shallow end.
Pretty soon
Yeah.
it's going to be where we're going to say, so Mook ran a game on Friday, and everyone's just going to know that
Yeah.
it was awesome, and we don't even have to say anything.
Yeah, no, and he just, I don't know, maybe he has some really good ideas and kind of the touchstones of, and he does different stuff, so
Where
it's
does he get
not,
those ideas?
I know.
Is it like on
That's a really
they're on
dumb
a
question
barge
to ask.
floating off the East
Yeah.
Coast.
It's not on a server.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a stupid question, by
That's a
the way.
stupid question. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Steve Jackson will tell you that.
Yeah.
Especially if
Totally
you're
will.
Stork.
And all of us put together cannot even approach the Mook level of game prep.
Oh, the prep. Yeah.
Right.
No, it's really awesome. Yeah, so it was a really fun game. Fantastic. So if you get anybody who's listening in the chat right now, if you're at con or you're able to be at con, if you can play in a Mook game on Sunday or Monday, it's fantastic.
Nice. Excellent. All right, so that's it for Friday. Who ran Saturday morning games? All right. Ready, Rock, and Bo.
Why don't you start?
Oh, me?
Yeah, you started.
Oh.
You're standing up and you.
All right. Yes, so I ran a game this morning. I ran Wild Talents. I'm sure everybody's super shocked that I ran the game I run every single con. It's an awesome superpower game. I usually do weird things with it. So today it was called Saved by the Bell. And
Oh,
so
nice.
it was a irradiated high school where people got superpowers. So everyone sat down saying, oh, we're going to be teenager school. And then they ended up being the teaching staff at the school,
Aw.
which they were both excited. They were like, oh, man, we're old people. It's like, yeah, you are. So I got to be, I got to be Assistant Principal Hughes, which is an exact replica of my real life, so it was really easy. And and they were the different staff members, and they like went to an assembly, and the school got radiated, so people were getting superpowers, and I like hulked out, and they had to like take my character down, and yeah, it was pretty cool. And it was actually an interesting thing because we ended up getting an extra player. I had 6 people signed up, and 6 people showed up, and we had one more person who dropped in from another game. And so I wanted him to be able to play because his game didn't go forward. So I ended up giving him the big bad guy I'd created
Oh, nice.
and pulling out another guy from the back of the book, which I think actually made the ending better because I'd made this like mech guy. He was like an inventor. He made this giant mech suit. They were going to fight him. So I gave that, and I made him the shop teacher. So his like project had been irradiated, so it became this cool mech suit. And then the back of the Wild Talents book has a bunch of pre-made characters in it. One of those characters is Dr. Jurassic, this like doctor guy who can turn into a Tyrannosaurus Rex, which made it much better because at the end they rescue these kids from like the MIB who are coming to like take all the mutant kids away, and they saved them and got them out. And then like this T-Rex just starts walking down the street, and they're like, "All right, we're right, the T-Rex." That was really fun, and it's always a great system. It's always fun to see like what creative things people do with their powers, and they always do stuff I don't expect. Yeah, so it was pretty cool. It was super fun, and it went really well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yay, yes. And
I was in that game, and it was a lot of fun.
awesome.
Never done one roll engine before, and it's a very slick system, and I can see why you like it.
Introduce yourself.
Did I give consent there, Tim?
He's like, come on, just tip.
What?
Do the who's who.
Oh yeah, we didn't do the who's who. We didn't introduce each other.
Oh, that's right.
All right. Okay. We should probably do that. Hi, I'm Kimmy.
This is Jib.
This is Gina.
I'm Jason.
Back from a 2-month absence. I am the one, the only, the eternal Proby Tim, once again gracing your podcast airways.
Yeah.
Calling for president.
I love it. Even he is like, yeah, I'm eternally proby. Like it's just forever
Yeah.
now.
And
Yes.
I'm Weasel Creature.
Yay!
Sweet.
And Dave and Jim's hanging out. Yeah. So what did you? And that was my big curious thing. Like, could you tell there was a major rewrite in the story when I handed that character over? And like during the story, did it seem like it was?
No, not at all.
Okay. Good. Excellent. I'm great at
That's
making
awesome.
it. Right.
And the group of players I felt was really good. I mean, right off the bat, there was even some conflict, some friction between some of the staff, and I think we all played off each other pretty well.
You did.
And some people were doing some fun stuff with the powers. And we took down that T-Rex in no time flat.
You
Right
did.
leg, baby.
Yeah, that was
Right leg.
amazing. They all decided to do called shots on one leg of the T-Rex, and there's not much you can do if you're a T-Rex and then you only have one leg. You fall over.
I just want to go home.
I'm an evil T-Rex. All right.
And Kimmy does an awesome T-Rex impersonation.
So,
Oh, you gotta watch the video. That was
You have to
good.
have him come back in a pirate episode with a pig leg.
yeah, absolutely. Time. Actually, he ended up dying, and like
Aw.
he sort of caught on fire at the end because they
Oh.
Pirate?
they all rolled really well.
Undead
Sort of
dinosaurs
accidentally.
Oh, there we
on
go.
Wild Talents.
Yeah, right. Undead mutant
A
transformed
foreshadowing
Dr.
of
Dinosaurs.
his
Dinosaurs,
petroleum
skeleton,
future.
Undead.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but it was super fun.
Time.
Yes.
There's a comment that maybe not all the mics are on. Jib sounds live, but the rest sound distant.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Okay.
and I'm-
Well, I will turn them up a bit.
Maybe
How's this?
Oh
I
God,
want to pull it out.
it's very on. I hear it.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys just need to
So
talk
just-
into the
or
mics
Jib
more.
is just loud
Closer
as
to
the
the
next
microphone.
Yeah, maybe talk a little bit
We
closer to the
will do
microphone.
that thing that we've been told to do with the mics.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I see.
I gotcha.
Awesomeness. While we are in between games, we're gonna have someone else come up. I would like
Oh, the man, the myth, the legend.
And the myth, the legend.
the legend. I'm not Stu.
Yeah.
So, but thanks for coming, Mr.
No, no.
Eric. He's in charge, the Grand Master of the con.
Well,
So
thank you.
come here.
Well, thank you very much for having me. It's usually where I give the report how we're doing.
Yeah.
So right now, we think we're on pace to be the largest GameX we've ever run. It's very close. So I can't guarantee. Yeah, I was in within about. We're 10 ahead of last year at this point.
Okay.
We'll get
10
Dave
is
out
still
on the
10.
street.
Still, yeah. At this point, we're in really good shape. So we're good. We will probably break. We'll break 2,000. Is whether or not we break 2,100 is the big question.
Ah.
But the
Wow.
largest we've ever run is just over 2,000. So that gives you an idea.
That's
Cool.
awesome.
So we're in good shape.
That's great.
Thank you all very much for coming out. I hope everyone's having a good time.
Yeah.
Because I know we certainly are now that the parking problem's been mostly solved.
Yes.
So with that, thank you, and I'll hand it
Awesome.
back over.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
Yay.
We are excited. So if you are, here, you can go this way. So if you are in the LA area and you'd like to come down, you haven't gotten a badge yet, you can come down, and there's
You
still
have 2 more days.
2 days.
2 days.
The most dramatically appropriate number of days. You have Sunday and Monday still to come down and play games. Thanks, Eric.
And there are good games with openings.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
there are great
Yeah.
games with openings. All right, back to it. Saturday games. You want to Rochambeau, wrestle,
It's not Saturday. Jason,
or
knock
Saturday?
that
Sorry,
off. You go.
sorry,
Right.
Saturday games.
Oh
Sorry.
yeah, okay.
You're next.
So my game today was meant to be a kind of a ditto of the game that Jim had to cover for me.
Just be close.
Does that sound alright?
That's better. That's
Can you
better.
hear me better?
Yeah, that's better.
My hello microphone.
Yes,
um,
consent.
the accepted. The game was it's fun because you can give 2 GMs kind of the same bones of a game and have it go completely different, and then also the players are going to be completely different as well. So I had the distress call from Europa. The lizard people needed help, and when the players arrived out there, it turned out the place was already under attack by squids this time. So the combat ensued. In our group, this group was very punchy. Like they'd heard about masks and they wanted to try it out, and they picked the Nova and the Bull and the what was some of the other ones? Like it was all like the heavy hitting. Let's punch
Deep in.
everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
It was just
That makes a total difference in what playbooks people pick.
yeah, it really does. So it was really fun. It really colored the experience, and there was that fun moment where they were like, "Wait, you've been asleep for 65 million years? You're dinosaur people!" It was kind of a fun realization moment
Nice.
that I think everybody enjoyed. Nobody walked out on the game, so I assume they had a good time.
Cool.
And this is actually my first time running a game at a con. So.
No more cherry for you.
Good job.
I really enjoyed myself. I had never really been to a game con anyway. Like I think I went to
Nice.
one a million years ago and didn't have a very good time and had a thought that I probably didn't enjoy gaming cons, and that's just wrong because this one is really fun. And I assume the biggest GameX ever is because I'm here.
Yes.
Like,
it
You're
must
hired, dude.
Right, that's the only explanation I can think of.
What other reason
So,
could there be?
It's the only different thing, right?
coincidence?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Ego in check, dude. Ego in check.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, Dave. If you want to go, let everyone know that Jason Mills is here and speaking live. That's probably what
Yeah.
they're
Let
waiting
everybody
to
know.
That's true.
Oh, God.
Uh-oh.
I just have to take a second. This is a very serious
Time's
moment.
up.
Everybody.
He says yes.
That would be good. But no, I just want to say congratulations. You're not the probie anymore.
Oh,
Oh.
You were the new guy.
all right. Thank you.
But you run a game at the con now, so you're legit.
Yeah, all right.
Fuck you, Tim.
Yeah.
I've run like
A
a dozen
bunch.
games
Yeah.
at cons.
Yeah, but it's like sword and wizardry. Who else wants
Yeah, real games, Tim. Real games.
I feel like I've been a pawn
Will
in
you turn
a.
the camera slightly that way?
I got your back, Tim.
I'm a pawn
Thank you.
in a galactic game of chess. I don't know what just happened to me.
Well,
You're really on checkers.
Tim, like,
Yeah.
You just got promoted over
You got
me,
pro-
and I've been on the show for like 5 seasons.
You got promoted, but it
But-
felt kind
So
of threatening.
You
I
just
don't know.
leapfrogged off my back.
I have a Murhawk, man.
that's true. He does.
I have nothing.
Yep.
That's right.
All right.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you for that. Yeah, you named yourself the Eternal Proby. The chat,
Yeah.
the chat's pointing this out.
no.
Like you even like owned that.
But it's fun to feign resistance, you know.
It is. It is.
It's
It
fun
wouldn't
to-
be funny if he
Otherwise.
just said, "Oh
Yeah.
yeah."
Okay.
Yeah, it's a gig. It's a
Yeah,
thing.
he wouldn't have kept that nickname if he'd been like,
Nobody
okay.
gives Eeyore shit.
Yeah.
Apparently, according to Eeyore, everyone does.
Well, that's true.
So the chat room wants to
Today's
know,
number.
Jason, what was the best and worst parts of your game today?
Let's see. I think one of the best parts was a failed roll of our fastball special, where our doomed telekinetic winged the bull through the oceans of Europa. They're in spacesuits, so
Right.
that works. There was a reason. And wanted to make a projectile out of the bull, flubbed the roll, winged the bull into. This is actually probably my favorite and best and saddest moment, because I realized that the thing that would really affect the bull is that they accidentally dismembered this innocent creature
Are you?
of a
Oh.
squid, and sort of had to move on to accomplishing their goal in a different way. But several squid tentacles came off, and they felt real bad about it, and they had to deal with the teen
Aw.
angst of oh no, we accidentally hurt this animal, and then and they were able to sew the tentacles back on. But it was such a bizarrely fun moment that I wasn't expecting. That
Nice.
it was really fun.
Yes. Tim, do you have a question?
Yes, I do. When you say bull, what are you referring to? Is this a game concept, or are you actually referring to an actual oxen style bull?
No, the bull is an archetype in the game who is the heaviest of heavy hitters.
Okay.
It's the tank.
Virtually
kind of.
indestructible, super strong, and is the type of person that's like, "You'll have to toss me."
Right.
And,
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yep.
Cool. And
Cool.
what was it like as you were anticipating running a game at a con for the first time? Like, what were some of the things you anticipated?
Mostly horror shows. I was expecting people to show up and
Hate you.
hate on what I was doing, or as a storytelling, or any rule that I got wrong. And in fact, it's totally wrong. I've never been happier to be wrong
Nice.
about my expectations.
Right.
Everyone was super nice. We had a really good time. There were a bunch of people who signed up for the game together as a group, and then there were a couple other singles, and it was just really fun, and everyone was nice and polite and engaged, and I was also imagining a table where half the people are just looking at their phones the whole time, and then going, wait, oh, what's happening? I don't know, what just happened a minute ago, the 10 minutes you just spent explaining that. Could you do it again, please?
Mhm.
That was my nightmare. None of that happened. We just had 4 hours of a really good time, and I don't know what to do with myself.
Right.
Well played. Well
Aw.
played.
Nice.
Did you remember to hit record?
What?
Did you remember to hit record?
Yes.
There you go.
I did my
Yay.
job. I'm good at my job. All right.
It was asked.
It was asked. Yes, I totally hit record.
Oh,
And
there's a
We have a
question.
question in the
yes,
audience.
question. Come up here, please.
Come on down. No,
Come on
down.
Can I ask a question? You gotta let everybody know.
Hi, I'm Dennis, and this is my daughter, Catherine.
Hi, Dennis.
Dennis and
Hi.
Catherine.
This is Catherine's, and my son, Brennan, is out there. I couldn't get him to sit through this. He has ADHD.
That's okay.
But he's
I
a
do.
wonderful.
So do we all.
Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Most of us.
Catherine,
Yeah.
Okay. Catherine, this is her
Right over
first convention.
Oh, good.
Yeah, right on.
Yay.
Yeah, good
A
comments.
little early. She's only 10. My first convention, I want to say I was 11 when I went.
Yay.
But we played a lot of other games, and I'm asking specifically you with the.
Me?
Jason,
Yes.
with the
Weird hair?
Mohawk.
Yeah, that's me.
Look at the mohawk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I got a question, and this is all seriousness. I haven't attended a con in, I want to say 5 or 6 years, and I noticed the difference, and it continues. I'm
You guys
almost
move
50
this.
right now. I'm noticing that a lot more older people are at conventions now. And I have a question, and it's more of a challenge to you. I would have difficulty seeing 10 and 11 and 12-year-olds being able to play a 4-hour a 4-hour role-playing game. But I got to say that if you could do it, if you could run it, if you had the talent to do that, and I don't know if you do or not,
I don't know either.
I could imagine you'd get a flood of new people because she's never played a role-playing game before, never. And I remember when I was a kid, I used to love role-playing games.
Oh, absolutely.
tremendously.
No, I can totally relate
Well,
to
and
that.
StrategicCon has a kids start. I actually ran a kids game today, but I think Jim wants to.
Yeah,
I think,
sure.
yeah.
I'll speak on that, but you can go ahead and talk first.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying that, and let me clarify. I've never brought my children to the convention before.
That's
We had
awesome.
such a big thing, and I do want to make a huge comment about the library. The game library was
Yeah.
wonderful.
It's such a cool idea.
Oh, beyond cool. It's a really well-stocked thing, and we've been playing a bunch of things. In fact, I had to force them to go do other things.
Yeah.
Okay, and I kept them away from the video games, and we went over and we played, for the first time, I've never played Munchkins before.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, cool.
Oh, my little boy Brennan fell in love with Munchkins,
Yeah.
and so I bought a bunch of Munchkin stuff. My observation and my question is, how equipped are you to dealing with, younger folks and getting them interested in these kind of games? Because
Sure.
I'm convinced that once you do, I would think that a lot of this stuff is going to come back.
No, I
mean-
agree. And I think wanting to.
Catherine, you want to say anything?
Oh, yeah. Did you play Star Wars games? That's all I asked.
Oh, during
Today?
the con?
I
Yeah.
haven't, but there are some
I do
Star
at
Wars
home.
games. Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
Star Wars RPG for sure.
Yeah.
There was a
Yeah.
D20 Star Wars RPG going on today.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are you talking about the role-playing game, the Star Wars role-playing game?
No, but
She's talking about like the
yeah.
ones with
Did you
the
play
miniatures.
any games?
Oh, X-Wing.
Star Wars games.
Oh,
She's
you
never
play
played
them?
role-playing
Ah.
games. She
Sweet.
doesn't know what that's like.
That's
And I-
Seriously, all
believe
these
me,
questions I
that's-
can answer.
Yeah.
That's
Next
awesome.
time.
That's all I ask.
Cool.
Before Jim dives into the mic, I just want to say props to you, sir, for bringing
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here.
Okay,
And you too, hon.
Yeah.
We'll
Hug
sit
'em
down.
ups.
Good job.
Bam!
Good job.
That's really, really
And
cool.
thank
I
you
think
for
that's
asking
awesome.
that. Too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let Jim.
Because that's a great question.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm gonna
and it's
let
a
Jim
great
talk in
comment.
just a second.
It's
Yeah.
a great thought.
I know for us, specifically Happy Jacks, we actually, I think it was last con, con before last,
Gateway?
myself and Stu, who's not here today, but he brings his kids and he ran an RPG called Hero Kids, which you can get, I think, for like $4 on Drive-Thru RPG, and
Yeah.
it's not Hero System. It's not that super complicated, but it's called Hero Kids. It's made specifically for kids. The character sheets are like coloring books, so they get to sit there and color after they make their characters, and there's little maps, and it's like, and it's a great little story. It's really cool, and it was really awesome. We had kids ages, I think we had 4 to 9 were the
Wow.
ages that we had in there.
That's awesome.
And it's a shorter time, like it's not like a 4-hour block.
And the system is specifically geared to being very
Yeah,
simple.
very. So there's a lot of systems out there, and I know that they are run. And Jim can talk more about specifically where they're run at this con.
Okay.
So one of the major things that I've been trying to make an effort to do is exactly that, because I agree with you completely. Catering to children at this convention is ensuring our own future. They are future attendees, they are future volunteers, they are future
Plus it's
GMs. They're,
cool.
and plus, I love kids, and they're wonderful. And really, I was just talking to a lot of people today about how much I really. There's a little kid running around today in a Star Wars costume.
Oh, the little Ray.
Yes.
Little Ray, yeah,
Oh.
she
A
is.
little mask.
Yeah, she is just great. And it was my wife basically gave her a first place ribbon just because, just like you won cosplay at this con, you win.
That's awesome.
But first thing is if you look at the sign up sheets up front, you'll see that they're color coded and there are a lot of different colors. The reason those colors are there is because they're an indicator of the maturity level of the game. So if you look at a pink sheet, that's adults only. There's going to be language, themes, and things that are not appropriate. 13 plus is yellow. It's more like Twilight teen type stuff. Any is white. That is a broad category. Unless you find in the description that there's something that's really attractive for your kid, I would suggest that you either attend with them or be cautious because any is very broad. But then you start getting into the green and blue, which is family and kids only. So family are the games that we invite parents to play with kids, to bring your children to. They're open to broad ages, and they're not going to have anything that's going to be considered non-kid friendly. Kids only games are GMs that specifically want to run games just for a table of children. the game is designed either by systemically like Hero Kids that is specifically geared towards that, or there's a specific story that they want to tell that's for children. So if you're looking for that kind of stuff specifically, you can easily make out the color code of the RPG event to find something that fits what you want to have. Another initiative that we started recently is a system called Games on Demand. And the way that Games on Demand works is we have a bunch of GMs that have games they're willing to run. They're short format 2-hour games. They're usually very simple, quick systems. And you just show up, once the table fills, you play. That's it. There's no set schedule.
That's
Come on
huge
here,
for
we can't
me.
hear
Okay, I got to say that. Let me clarify. I didn't know a lot of this stuff. That's wonderful, and I really got to say that when we arrived, I didn't know the stuff that was going on, and I'm not at all complaining. Had a wonderful time.
No, absolutely not. No.
If I knew that there was stuff starting right away, and I know it takes a lot of work, a lot of volunteers, a lot of efforts.
Mm-hmm.
But see, I'm old school. I started Dungeons and Dragons when I was 9 or 10.
Yeah, man.
And what made it was the dungeon master. Okay, and my whole thing is if you really want to indoctrinate kids into the gaming, the whole gaming scene, get them good dungeon masters.
Right.
And essentially, and I know it sounds terrible to say it because it's so, but have them on demand. If you basically have it to where a certain number of people walk up, family type stuff, and you get them, they're playing.
Absolutely.
I mean, because what'll happen, I would expect, after they've had 1 2-hour hit of that, it's like crack.
It's totally like a drug.
Yeah. They'll be coming back kind of thing. And I think that's also because you consistently have 3 cons a year. That like this experience, it's going to be difficult for me not to come again in September.
Right.
I think we're going to have to come
exactly
again
what
in
we want to
September.
see. Yeah.
Well, my whole thing is once the kids are enjoying it, then we're talking. Okay, we're talking more than a day. Maybe we'll actually do Saturday, Sunday kind of thing. And anyway, so my point is, I love what you're saying, but also if you had people. Again, the emphasis, if you can have it to where they're good with dealing with kids. And I know that's a big one and that's hard to arrange, but you have no idea how that would expand everything.
For sure.
At the closing of what I have to say here is that with Games on Demand, I saw that the 2-hour limit in time would be perfect to have a kids entry type of situation going. Tomorrow, Games on Demand is exclusively for kids. So at Tomes, who is also very active with Happy Jacks, and a bunch of other GMs that approached me saying, we want more kids games just like you. I gathered them all in a pool, and I said, Sunday Games on Demand is yours. You just make games for kids, and we'll put it out there, and we'll put it in the comic book, and just want to get general awareness. And that's one of the major things that we have, is that just like the sheets and the Games on Demand and all that stuff, it's very difficult for me to disseminate a lot of that information easily. So, I put it up on Facebook and blah, 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 but a lot of times people just don't know. So I really just want to put the word out to everybody. And if you see anybody that asks a quick question, you get into a conversation about that. What I want to do is have parents drop their kids off of there, have playing games, watch them play games, talk to other parents, spread the word. Let us know that this is something you want to see, and we'll expand upon it. It's something that is very, very near and dear to my heart is this specific topic, which is why I was so excited to come here and talk about it. Because, just like I said, kids are the future, and not only that, but you're right. The more confident parents are bringing their kids, and they're going to have something for their kids to do, they're going to come for the whole weekend. It's a great, low-cost way to spend the weekend with your kids and do a whole bunch of activities with your family. This is supposed to be a family event. This is supposed to be a family situation. So I am currently very much trying to build programs and build things and bring people together to run more things for kids specifically.
I get what you're saying about low cost, and I'm going to tell you, don't worry as much about that. Because quite frankly, as anybody who has kids knows, everything is expensive.
Oh, yeah.
If I take a kid to an amusement park, that's going to cost me a lot of money. That's going to cost a lot.
I like her.
I like her a lot.
And my point is, what you really want to do is to even plug them into games that are existing, games that have because I know part of what you're doing is generating, so that people are going to buy stuff, and essentially it's part of it. I understand that.
But not really. Actually, this is a
Yeah.
completely not-for-profit convention. We don't make a cent.
I
on
get
this
that, but
convention.
it's also once the kids are actually playing setups, they'll want to buy stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And so what that does, I would expect, when you have more families coming in with money, they'll be going to your
Vendor room.
which I would expect there's some kind of agreement, and it makes it to where you can put on a better con year after year after year.
Yeah,
Sure.
certainly, but really more the money aspect and that is actually kind of secondary because we make a fixed amount per table that we rent, and really that's one of those things that does keep this con going. But my focus and my intent, and actually intent of the entire StrategicCon staff, is more so to service a community, to promote a hobby, and to be present and receptive to that community and to that hobby and offer as much as we can as far as events and variety of events and accessibility to events as we possibly can. That is our focus. That is all we're about. That's all we do this for. I don't get paid a penny to be here. I do this because I love you. I love you. And I want everybody to enjoy the hobby that I love so much because I'm old school too. And that's pretty much it. So there are a lot of things in the works. There are a lot of things that already exist that are already going towards that goal that you have because we do recognize your point of view. We recognize your value. And we recognize that the only way that this convention is going to legitimately grow is to be accessible to as varied a group of people as possible and to ensure our future kids are the way. And that's pretty much it. So
And this blog is better than Fun with Flags. That's
Really?
Thank you.
If I could add one more thing to this entire idea, I'm a high school teacher in real life, and DMing is important to me. I try to introduce it to my students whenever I can. But there was a great, I wish I could remember who posted this online somewhere, but the quote was something along the lines of, all the weirdos, I'm getting to the age where the weirdos and strange people that I looked up to and admired and wanted to, aspired to be like, are passing on. I'm catching up and they're leaving us, and I realized I have to become the next weirdo.
Oh, yeah. You are. Success.
I have to, it's our turn to step up and be the weirdos that kids need to look up to. So that's something I take very seriously.
Yeah.
You're a high school teacher?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think all of that is very true. And speaking as a father of 5 grown children who grew up playing games, and now 3 out of the 5 of them play regularly, and one of them has been to these cons more than once as an adult. It is very gratifying to me to see my children play.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah.
So, I was walking through the kids section.
Yeah.
To, near the war games and a whole bunch of other games. And I saw these kids' games, and they looked a little too complex for kids. And I saw, a 3 or 4-year-old playing a game that was, really complicated just by looking at it. And I was like, how?
Well, and that's no fun.
I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And that
That's
can happen.
because you guys are all smarter than we were.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I bet if you sat down with that game that looked complicated and had let someone explain it a little bit, I bet you'd pick it up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, usually, and when I play the game I ran today, Wild Talents, most people who sit down and play the game have never played it before. So I always, instead of explaining at the beginning, because if you try and explain it, it sounds super complicated, people don't understand, you wait until you get to that part of the game, and you do it, and they learn by doing, and I've learned from all my years in education, high five up here, that learning by doing is the best.
And to not be intimidated by it. Just dive in.
Right, just dive in.
I was playing
For sure.
I was playing one game, and it looked really complicated, and it looked like a video game, and it was weird, but it was fun.
Cool.
That's the most important part.
It's all about having fun.
Absolutely.
That means
Cool.
you're doing it right.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you guys. Woo, thank you for being here. We're
That's
excited to have
one
you.
of the mottos.
And all right, so now, thank you, Jason. Your game on Saturday. So now we have Tim's game.
Probe
Probe.
forever.
I ran a game on Saturday morning and it was good. No, I ran an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. takeoff using a custom swords and wizardry game that I put together. Pretty much, if you've ever seen the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. TV show, that's pretty much what it was. The people were playing a team of agents of a super government agency where they had, some of them had minor powers, some of them were just super trained. And actually, we have one of the players in my game here in the audience.
Oh,
So-
yay!
Say a couple words.
Super patient, standing here.
But only say good words.
No,
If they're not
you
good
can
words.
say bad words.
No, say whatever you want.
Yeah, you
Just
say
kidding.
whatever. What's your
Whatever
name and
you
what makes you
He knows where
famous?
you live.
My name's Jeff, JB63 on the Happy Jacks forum.
Yeah!
I've been a listener for 6-7 years now, but this is like the first time.
Awesome.
Originally, I was going to do Bad Streets, but I figured my son was going to be with me for 14-year-olds, and I decided, hey, let's do that armor game. Sounded really
Nice.
fun. So, Jib, sorry about dropping the game. And I have to tell you, he's played 2 campaigns of D&D. He told me today was the best session he's ever had. And so I had to ask him, why do you say that? Because we've played at least 25 sessions at home with me running. Why is Tim better than me? Right? Right? Okay. Hold on.
Basket it while you can.
I know, totally. Wait.
Dave's saying bask in it well.
The clouds, see those clouds? They're partying and see the angels,
Yeah.
they're singing.
Now, knock him down.
Because he
Roby's
was
hat don't
able-
fit no more.
He was able to be the most creative in a role-playing game.
Nice.
And I think that's part of Swords of Wizardry because it's a one roll and go kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we are definitely looking forward to, if there's any more that comes from armor, we're there.
Oh, right
Nice.
on. Right on.
Nice.
Okay, so, this is his first con, this is my second con. WarCon was the first one, and Jason just I've been role-playing for 30 years, second con, and I'm
I'm in the same
like you
boat.
said,
Yeah.
you gotta keep coming because you can't.
Yeah, I've been GMing since 1989, and this is my first con. So
Yeah, so I mean we're having a wonderful time. We're doing MOOCs, or I'm doing the GURPS game tomorrow.
Oh, yay.
Sweet.
So thank you for no spoilers.
Yeah. I worked hard.
Yeah, so I'm looking really forward to MOOCs because I've there's some podcasts and you can't avoid
Yay.
MOOC.
Yeah.
No,
It's fantastic games.
Awesome.
So I'm sorry you missed Bad Streets, and I will say that I've had an 11-year-old play Bad Streets,
Well, I was gonna ask you
and it
how
works
it
fine.
is.
So you would have been most welcome. There will be more sessions of Bad Streets coming up in the future, so I hope
Good.
I'll see you then.
You guys got to play together, though? You got to play together?
That's awesome.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
so there wasn't any signed up. So
Yeah.
the 3 of us, I had a coworker that came to.
Cool.
He hasn't been playing role playing very long. So the 3 of us, we had a fantastic time.
awesome.
And I'll be doing more Tim games.
Well, thank you very much. I am humbled in ways that you will never know. Thank you very much.
But it's well deserved. You did a really good
Awesome.
job. A lot of
Could not ask for a
expression.
better compliment.
You
Thank
getting
you.
up and acting out the action. My son loved that.
Nice.
Thank you.
So it was we had a great time, and I have no reservations about bringing
Awesome.
my 14-year-old to future games.
That's cool.
Sweet.
I'm humbled. Thank you.
So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
I want to know
sharing.
if he had a favorite moment.
Oh yeah, did you?
Did you have a favorite moment?
Did
in
you
the
have
game?
a favorite moment playing the game? And I love your shirt.
Yeah.
It's a Firefly Serenity shirt.
Yeah.
For those of you listening to the podcast, I can't see it.
Do you know what? He sat across from me for 4 hours today, and I did not notice that was a Firefly shirt.
What?
I know.
Yeah,
Tim.
Roby!
Unfortunately, the artist that did this is no longer with us.
Oh, that's a shame.
11th hour. But
Wow.
I have so many Firefly shirts, but I think this is my favorite.
Yeah.
This is my favorite. Okay, the best thing that happened, I think, was my coworker didn't roll above a 4 for easily an hour and a half.
Oh my gosh. His coworker, every single D20 roll that he made, I don't think he got higher than a 5 Once,
Wow.
maybe twice.
I mean, we almost we need an exorcism on the D20.
Yeah,
Or
yeah. It was,
maybe do a trade with someone else. I don't know, but he did buy more dice.
I kept
Tonight.
offering
Oh my
him,
gosh.
I kept offering him any number of the D20s that I brought with
But
me.
when we were getting to
You
the
gotta
final
fight your
scene,
dice.
he did roll a 20 though.
He did. That's
Oh.
right. Yeah.
So thank you, love
When
it.
it counted.
The worst thing, we ended at 12.
Yeah.
We could have, apparently Tim was very forthright in saying that we succeeded too much. We weren't supposed to win that first combat.
Ah.
And so, but we couldn't tell. I thought, it was the same thing.
Well, you know that break in the middle there where I was like, wow, I really need a bio.
Oh yeah, the
break.
whole podcast. Go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do?
That's a long time Happy Jack secret of go to the bathroom and think, what the hell am I going to do now?
Why is he
Oh my
taking the
God.
monster manual
what,
in there?
What do I do now?
Secrets.
Yeah, I suppose I shouldn't say that out loud. I mean, forget everything I just said.
Or the thousands of
We'll
listeners.
cut that out,
Awesome.
right?
Yeah.
Good always hear.
Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, our super
Cool.
secret that's actually not a secret
Yeah.
anymore.
Hey, Kimmy,
Nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, you took a bathroom break in the middle of your game.
No, I don't know. By then it was fine. I knew it was happening.
Okay.
I just really had to pee because I had a giant tea on my way in from Starbucks. So I was like, okay, they're making a plan. I can leave right now and I can come back and it'll be fine.
That's why you co-GM.
Yep.
That's why I
100%.
I wait till the 11th hour to plan my games. I couldn't go GM. The other
Well,
person would die of a heart
astronaut plan.
attack.
Astronaut plan with the diaper.
Awesome. All right, cool.
Real quick, how old is your son?
14.
14. He was 14 and had a great time.
He's a-
For,
Yeah,
for you.
to the young lady who
Yeah.
spoke earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said you were
No.
9?
I'm 10.
You're
10.
10. Oh,
You're
yeah,
10.
you're 10.
Yeah.
You can
So,
play games.
so tell your dad when he comes back, it looks like he stepped out for a second, but tell him that, 14-year-old had a really good time in just, just
Yeah.
a game that wasn't even really designed for kids, but, he came along and played and had a great time.
At the last
Feel-
con, they had a kids Star Wars.
Yeah, we had
That was one
a
of my
kid start.
first.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I play axes
Yeah.
and
Nice.
allies.
Wow.
You should be
Honestly,
like,
if you could play Axis and Allies, that is the most complicated board game I can think of.
yeah,
So,
you're fine.
You're doing great.
Yeah. You can be like, Dad, I'm old enough to sit through this stupid, boring thing with all these people just rambling on. I'm probably patient enough to play a tabletop
My
RPG.
brother can't.
Yeah.
He just sits there and he fidgets and he runs away and he comes back and he runs away and my dad chases him.
Yeah,
Like that's why he's out.
Siblings are, yes, younger siblings are
That happens
annoying.
too,
Yeah.
yeah.
My
Other
younger sibling's
sibling.
30
Good
and she's still
times.
annoying. So,
My
just kidding. I love you,
my
Shirley. I
mom
love you, my sister. Okay.
my mom can't visit her older sister
Uh-huh.
because she's too annoying.
Ah, yeah.
Siblings, they
That's
fight,
probably
they
not
argue.
something she wants you to say out
Family
loud
secret.
on the internet.
Opposite.
What else happened?
Yeah, so what else happened Saturday? Saturday,
Oh.
is that
Morning?
done Saturday morning?
I ran.
Saturday afternoon?
Nope, Saturday morning.
Saturday morning, Gina.
I ran Saturday morning.
Wait.
Yeah.
Gina, you ran a
Ran
game
a
on
game?
Saturday
I
morning?
ran a game.
Oh.
on Saturday morning.
Wow.
Back. She's back from beyond the something.
Right there.
What?
Yeah,
What?
Fist bump.
Tim's fist is in my
Wait.
face.
Check mic levels on Tim.
How's
Hello.
this?
Okay.
Hi there.
It's on. It's really on.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi
Okay.
there.
It sounds
Hi.
bad on the screen.
Still?
How's this?
Yeah.
Is this
Really?
better?
Is this one okay?
How about this? I wasn't sitting exceptionally close to the mic a moment ago. Is this better? Are they reporting this is better? Are the dulcet tones of my voice?
Okay,
Going
now
on
that
from-
you've
Turning
asked,
him up.
give me a few seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
It's
I think you
going
need
to
get closer.
space!
It's going to space.
I know.
So about Gina's game.
In
And the whole chat room's like,
future,
oh, Gina ran a game. Oh,
I
shit,
ran
Gina
a
ran a game.
game. I have run
It's not
games
coming through the
before.
Isn't
I
it?
just haven't run games for a while. Is it all good?
No, you're fine, Gina.
Okay,
Keep
cool. Okay, so I ran a game this morning, and it is I know, I was pretty excited. It is actually a game my friend Hamish Cameron, who is the designer of the Sprawl, who a lot of us know and love, is actually working on a few other games, and one of them is a kids game. So I actually ran this kids game this morning called Dinosaur Princesses. And I know, and I had some adults sign up because they thought Dinosaur Princesses, I totally want to play Dinosaur Princesses, but I also had kids sign up. And I'm going to actually end up running an off-books game for all kids, so I'm super excited because even Hamish hasn't been able to run for kids yet. So it's a play test of a game that's not out. So in the game, you play dinosaurs. You get to pick a dinosaur type that you are, and you're also a princess. And you get to pick a princess type. And it is an RPG, so there are mechanics and there is game resolution. There is also collaborative storytelling. It was a lot of fun for me, especially with kids. Also in there, the adults said they had a blast and they had a lot of fun, but I don't have kids, but I like kids a lot. And it was a lot of fun. One of the girls that played had never played an RPG before. I guess I'm horrible at ages, but I'd say she was like 8 or 9. But she, by the end of the sort of 2/3 or 3/4 of the way through the conflict resolution, she was totally helping the adults with their character.
Awesome.
And she was like, oh no, you should totally use this because this is how you're helping, and this would be so awesome. And you've got a long neck, so you could do this thing.
Amazing.
And yeah, so she was cool. And we had a lot of. I integrated a lot of stuff like Kimmy was talking about, where we had like color markers to have stuff.
No,
And
that's me.
oh, okay. We have colored markers, and I laid out the game paper. And so we did a lot of the world building on the game paper and did drawings and set up our world and stuff that was important to our dinosaur princesses. And then as we played the games, things evolved on the world map. And they also had character sheets where they could have their dinosaur and embellish their dinosaur. So if they were kind of a superhero princess, they could put a cape on that princess, or like a tiara, or all sorts of special stuff. So it was a lot of fun. What? Oh.
Like, in my head, I'm like, Triceratops with a tiara.
No, I had a Triceratops with a tiara.
Hey.
Who
Yes!
had a tutu and a tiara.
Hey,
Yes.
Who wants to play with the tutu?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, for sure.
They want to play with the tutu,
Yeah.
yes.
look, if a tiara is good
Yeah.
enough for Luke Cage, it's good enough for me.
Oh,
That's
for
all
sure.
I have to say
Yeah.
about that.
More
tutu.
More tutus. That's
Yes,
what we were hearing.
more tutus. All the tutus
But yeah,
ever.
no, we had a science princess and a fairy princess who had magic. So we had all sorts of cool stuff going on. So
Nice.
yeah, it was a lot of fun.
We had a lava flow that was a problem.
Oh.
Yeah.
So the chat room has a question.
Yeah.
Gina, why did it take you so long to get into jamming? And also, do you feel like you'd want to do it more now?
No, for sure. I've actually talked about this. I think it was the last podcast I was on, and I referenced the hot seat I was on with Kimmy. I have jammed before. In fact, I jammed for kind of over a year. It was early in my gaming career. I haven't been gaming since I was wee. I've been gaming since I was an adult, and I'm trying to cram as much 14-year-old Gina gaming in there as a grown-up as I possibly can. So I did a bunch of GMing when I was I didn't know any better, because I didn't know to be scared. So I was like, oh yeah, let's run games at cons. And I ran games at cons I love the co-GMing. And then for a long time, that was my thing, is that I loved co-GMing. And I didn't have a co-GM. And so I was like, oh yeah, I'm just going to kind of wait. And then it just kind of tapered off. And I've played with so many amazing people that I actually got kind of intimidated. So I love playing. I love playing. So GMing flexes different muscles. It is a lot of fun. It is fantastic. And it's like entertaining. So you get to do this thing where you are the ambassador of other people's fun. So you get to try to make sure other people have a good time, and that is fantastic. So yeah, I think I might have got bit again. And maybe there will be. I was already planning more games today, so that'll probably happen. Yeah.
Nice.
Yay.
Awesome. Very
Good
cool.
question, though.
Yeah, that was a great question. All right. Stork says, about time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or Dave said that about
Yes.
Stork. Yeah,
Thank
sorry.
you.
Unrelated.
It's getting confusing.
Unrelated.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Someone
Yeah.
said that Greg Allman died, and then I said,
What?
about time.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh yeah.
Wrong time.
Um,
Too soon.
Never for
Today.
Stork.
It's
It's never too soon for Stork.
Right, about time. About time. Grumpy.
Yeah.
Great.
He is.
All
For
right.
sure.
So, I'm still troubleshooting with the sound.
Cool.
So hopefully it's better now. I've turned things up and moved things. All right, so more Saturday games. Saturday afternoon, Weasel Creature.
Yeah.
Cool.
Talk right into the
Can I
mic.
have it? Thanks.
It's loud.
Gave it to you.
Yeah, so I wasn't sure if I was going to be at this con or not, so I didn't plan a game ahead of time. But I am here, and my wife and son are at home watching. Hi, Declan. Hi, Lily. Hey. He's 6, but we'll get him here soon. But since I wasn't sure, I didn't plan anything, I did bring a short adventure for Iron Kingdoms, and this afternoon I took it down to Games on Demand. And I was sitting there chatting with Tomes. It was kind of slow down there, and up walked 2 people. And here comes Dave in front of the camera.
Wait, what are you doing? Don't
They
do
won't go
things.
that far.
Don't.
This one's probably
That
close.
was that.
Don't.
Maybe
Do
he
things.
could use my microphone.
What?
That's
It's
fine.
probably
Just keep
closer.
going.
They said only that one sounds good.
Okay, yeah, that's not helpful. That's okay.
That hurts my feelings.
Just go get a drink, Dave. It's fine.
Go, Snort.
All right.
Keep leaning closer to me.
Does it work?
Yeah. Okay.
Aw.
Yes.
Stop.
All right.
Anyway.
Continue, Weasel Creature.
So I was chatting with Tomes down in the Games on Demand. I don't know what anyone heard or not. And up walked 2 people and said, "So what's this whole Games on Demand thing? We've never played RPGs before, so we're interested in that." And Tomes pointed at me, and I raised my hand and took him over to a table. Spread out all the characters, let them start reading stuff, and they were already asking good questions like, "Well, if this game's designed for 4 people, but there's only 2 of us, how are we going to do this?" And I'm trying to tell them, "Don't worry." And then the guy who was there starts asking people walking by, "Hey, you guys want to play RPG with us? Hey, come on over here, play RPGs." And I thought it was great that he was just trying to get more players.
That's awesome.
Yeah. He ended up getting, there was another guy who was going to run something but didn't have players, so he got him in, and then that guy had an 8-year-old son who was sitting off to the side too, and then we got the 8-year-old son in. So we had the full game of 4 players, 2 brand new, 1 8-year-old. I had a blast. They all said they had a blast. The adventure was the official Privateer Con adventure. It's got a little moral dilemma at the end, and they spent a bunch of time talking to each other on what to do, and it was great just having them get involved, trying to figure out what was right, what was wrong, as far as what actions they should do. And every time I run this campaign, nobody ever goes up to the door that's guarded. They all try and figure out how to get in the back, and I just have to make stuff up I have to make stuff up each time because that's players for you. But I talked to them afterwards, and they all stayed and hung around and talked to me. So I got
awesome
feedback. What went well, what didn't. They didn't really have much negative feedback, which was good. Although I got a couple pointers, especially for dealing with new players, and that is kind of paying more attention, maybe prodding them a little more when they seem a little stuck.
Here, just get it closer to you.
Interesting. Thank you. So I can get out of Tim's lap. But
Not that I mind.
I
my
paid
lap.
good money to see that.
But I had a great time. They said they had a great time, and more Iron Kingdoms at this con needs to happen.
Awesome.
Because it's my favorite setting.
That's the thing. I think you just brought up something that is important. Because I ran a play test today, so I definitely asked for feedback, and I wanted feedback not just about the game, but about me and my GMing. And
Gina, just hold on for just a second. I'm
yeah.
something.
Okay, we're gonna see if this mic works. Because Kimmy's magic. Magic. Science. Dinosaur Princess.
All right.
Okay. Is it better?
I don't know. We'll see. Just
Okay.
Okay.
No, but I think that's a very good. You don't have to be running a play test to ask for feedback, and these are people who are strangers sometimes, and people you don't game with, and I think you can get really good feedback,
Yes.
whether it's about the game or your GMing style or things that could have gone differently, and we all make those kind of judgments for ourselves after the games anyway. But I think that's a really good point.
Yeah, always ask for feedback.
Yeah, absolutely. I should have probably done that. I don't know if I remember to do that.
You didn't.
Okay, I forgot. I was just excited.
Sometimes
and
we're
everything like
chatty.
that.
Yeah.
I was sort of chatty. I was hungry. That's the other thing.
You stayed. There were a bunch of us that stayed and talked afterwards. We all had a great time.
Okay, good, excellent.
Well,
Perfect.
actually, if I can just jump in with a question,
Yeah.
for the experienced con GMs, what feedback have you gotten that was, here's the thing that you did that was so awesome, make sure you always do that? For me, being a new con GM, at my table game at home, if I mess something up, it's not that big a deal. We just...
Now, this was only my third con GMing, so someone else can answer that question. Although, because I did get some good positive feedback, so...
Well, what did they say that you did well?
They really liked that I didn't overload them with the mechanics of the game.
Okay.
Like what Kimmy was saying, you don't do it when it comes up to something that you need to do. You do it then. But even throughout the whole game, I didn't give them all the rules. There were some rules that were working in the back of my mind that I just didn't bring up to not overcomplicate things. And there's some that I just kind of threw out and let me loosey-goosey with. But one of them commented that he noticed that I had to do less and less as the game went on because they were all getting it a bit at a time, and if I had just barfed it all on them at the beginning, it wouldn't have helped.
Barfing never helps.
Yeah.
Right, Horky?
Yeah.
Too soon.
Having run a few games at cons here and there, probably the best feedback that I've ever gotten is keep the flow going. Right, wrong, or indifferent, whether you're following a rule, whether you're breaking a rule, whatever, keep the flow of the game going. And it'll work out in the end.
One little things too. So it's always nice to get feedback about something you worked really hard on. I GM'd a D&D game a few years back when I was still doing more GMing, and we did a musical puzzle with a xylophone, and it just happened to have the person playing a bard was a musician, so there was a lot of help there, so that was fun. But along the lines of keeping the game going, something that I notice comes up in games even when I'm a player is that we all frequently lots of systems do turn order or initiative for combat and things like that, but it's kind of important to remember, and I think especially at a con game when you're not playing with people you play with all the time, that when you are not doing combat, to kind of remember a turn thing too. So it's like, because you might have people that are playing roles in the game that are a lot more maybe inquisitive, or they're doing stuff when it's not combat where other people aren't, but remember to ask those people what they're doing as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, okay. We're still troubleshooting, but it sounds fine in the headphones, so I think the podcast recording is going to be fine.
Yeah, all right.
Hello.
Yes. Oh, do you want to talk about...
I just want to say something about the same.
Oh, you're actually... Okay, perfect. Come up here.
I wasn't trying to be
No, it's okay. I thought you were going to say something about the headphones and the sound again. You stand right here.
Yeah.
I'm standing right here.
Stand
No, it's
right
one of
there. There. Okay.
2 feet from the table.
2 feet. That's
I know.
about
2
8
inches.
long, right?
Yeah, that's what they always
That's
tell me.
24 inches.
Dave.
Yeah.
I've heard that before.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's cool. We're on the same page. It's good.
Leave room for the
So.
Holy Spirit.
God damn.
And a cheat.
So,
I know you.
no, the honestly real on-topic thing I was going to say was that's one of the things that I have mentioned before about how much I love playing GURPS with Mook.
Yeah.
Is the dude manages to make the game playable if you don't know shit about GURPS, but if you want to start learning how it works, he manages to pepper it in throughout the game.
100%.
And it's so amazing to watch some guy that's so good with all the rules that he's never the guy that has to be like, hold on. He's not like me when I'm running Rifts on the stream where I'm like, wait, I gotta look some shit up.
Or me, yeah.
But it's clearly he just will be like, all right, this is how you should do that. And then he'll be like, this is how that works for somebody that wants that next layer of learning how to run the system or how to be in the system and not just play the game.
Oh, for sure.
But that's why I'm always like, anytime I can be here for the con for a Monday, I try and close out the con with a Mook game because it's just so
Mook
much.
makes us all feel like we're pros because he's got like a little menu of super awesome GURPS moves, so you can sit there and go, "Whoa, what's this thing? Flurry of blows. Oh, I get to, I can do a fatigue point
Yeah.
and do this thing where, it's like 600 pages worth of game manual, but, you
Luke's
you
got
get
it
a
in 2
lot
lines.
of, you
Yep.
get a lot of punch out of that game.
Yeah. So, yeah. That was kind of on topic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Did you have
Yeah! Beer can't stop me.
Nothing can stop you, Dave.
I'm pretty sure
Good
beer
job,
will
Dave.
eventually stop.
Good job. Good job.
Slow-mo.
So yeah, we haven't found the mystery thing. So if you're on that end of the table, just talk really loud and just when you're talking.
All right.
There you go.
This one's okay now?
This one was fine. This one's always been fine. I don't know what the problem.
after they spawn.
I don't know.
We're all good.
Yeah, it's gonna be. It's this end of the table. You don't have to project quite so much.
Cool.
Okay.
Good to know.
Awesome. All right. So
One more game.
yeah,
One more
game.
game.
Yes.
One more game.
Wait. Yes, we're done with Saturday morning now. So Saturday afternoon.
Saturday afternoon.
Jib.
So this afternoon, because apparently I never get enough of running games, I ran Apocalypse World 2. I had 2 players for a 4-person table, but we had we went ahead and ran the game. We had a great time. I had great players. Apparently, the apocalypse that ended the world was because bees went extinct, and that caused problems with pollinizing plants, and then there was famine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why that's
IRL.
and so that's what happened, and it may still happen.
That's a legitimate concern.
It is in fact a legitimate concern. It's just the most benign apocalypse cause I've ever had in an Apocalypse World game. Usually there's something more dramatic than that. But we had a couple of really good players and ended the game with the players as mortal enemies. So that's going to be that would be interesting.
Sure, but never start that
Wait,
way.
the players hate
No, the characters. The characters. I don't know how the players feel about each other. I don't know how the players feel about each other. Sorry, I meant the characters.
We only play games where everybody hates each other.
Right, but we had all manner of shenanigans and entertaining fun. So yeah, that was fun.
Nice.
Cool.
Yay!
Yeah.
Excellent.
Good
Very
job.
cool. All right. Any other games?
We played in a game today, Kimmy.
Yep, we did.
She's
But
like,
Dave left.
please, Tim.
We played in Dave Kazay's Gruel Truck game.
This is not scripted.
Yeah.
It was a
It
lot
was really fun.
funny. I mean, fun.
Fun.
No,
Super
it was
fun.
for sure. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
what was your truck?
Here. Yeah. Get over here. Stand up and come over here. Tell me.
Come and take a microphone.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
He's
This will be
ready to
better.
do
So,
something.
this is actually the Gruel Truck game. I don't know if Dave wanted us to talk about it.
Okay,
yet.
Fred Sanford.
Not
Yeah,
It is known to the public.
Nobody
It
can
is
hear you,
known.
Dave.
No.
I'm talking to you.
I know. I'm just saying.
It is known to the public. It's
I
a
know.
stretch goal for his
Right.
kids
So he's
to-
working on it. It's still something that he's working on. He's kind of refining it, which is kind of a neat process. I've never actually, other than Stu's game.
Moment of truth.
Moment of Truth. Thank you very much. Moment of Truth. I've never really helped play test an in-process game before, so it was super kind of interesting to be there and be like, hey, these are the things that worked. These are the things that we need to think about and maybe fix for the next draft of it or the next phase of it or whatever. Here, talk more.
So, I don't have to yell over here,
No,
do I?
don't.
Oh, sorry. So, Gruel Truck is a game. It's a competitive game where you play. There's a whole bunch of people, and you're broken up into Gruel trucks, which are basically food trucks in Middle Earth. And it's a competitive thing where you're.
I was an elf.
Really?
She was an elf.
Shocked.
Yay.
Shocked, Kimmy.
So yeah, there were 3 food trucks because there was 12 players or something like that. And the food truck I was in was me and Jim and Kimmy and the gentleman whose name I don't remember. And we were an elf and a dwarf and a barbarian and a thief.
Of course you were.
Of course.
Yes.
A well-rounded group.
A well-rounded group. We had another truck which was nothing but orcs. And that's what they did. The whole game. And then we had another truck which was I don't actually know because they were just the quiet ones who sat over there and just collected up
Did they
their.
win?
Yeah, they did. They.
Their truck was named the Lord of the Onion Rings.
Yeah. Yeah, it was the Lord of the Onion Rings, and they just
I still think I'm better.
they just sat over there and like just were really quiet and just like la 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 while the orcs just kept beating up on us.
And you beat back.
Huh.
No, we just kind of took the beating and then died.
Died.
And
Maybe,
then
maybe there were orcuses or
We were
something.
really, really bad at the food truck thing. We were bad.
yeah.
Not good.
Did you have fun though?
We had fun.
Yeah, it was a whole bunch of fun.
Yay!
It's about having fun.
Yeah, it was an amazing amount of fun, and I wish
No,
I wish Dave hadn't left because I'd really love to hear him talk about it. Where'd he go?
He actually had already promised he was going to be in another game.
Yeah, he's gonna be in
Showed
another
up
game.
late. He gave his
They can't hear
basically
her.
saying, I'm so
They can't
sorry,
hear
I'm not
Yeah.
going to make it. And they saved him his seat. So
he
he felt really
tried.
bad and he had to go.
Translate.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
promised someone he would be in another game and felt really bad, and so he had to go
Yes.
And play.
and play. And so he's playing in a game instead of sitting here talking about his own game.
I know.
I'm going to ridicule him for this.
Because what's the con we're at? It's about
A
what?
game con.
What was that?
Game con.
Game con.
Driving
use
down
dice,
the something 4 or 5.
Yeah, it
my
uses
something
six-sided.
fedora.
Six
D6.
D6s.
Honda Accord.
A
Honda Accord.
variable number of them.
I'm not as cool as Stu. I can't remember.
A variable number of D6s. I don't know what else to say now,
That's
but it was really
awesome.
fun. I had a lot of fun.
I've heard a lot of people have a lot of fun with that game though, and it is a stretch goal on Bedlam Hall.
On his Bedlam
I'm
Hall
sorry if you
Kickstarter.
snoozed, you lose, and you missed it, but it will come out, and Bedlam Hall is a lot of fun, and I would guess you would be able to pick up Grill Truck too, because I know
Yeah.
people had a lot of fun last con
Yeah.
with that game.
Oh, and you get a hat.
Don't yell.
Did you bring your hat?
It's in my backpack.
Put it
Put
on.
them
Oh.
on the thing.
I'll
Do you,
get my
is
hat.
it like a special chef hat or a kitchen guy hat?
And you can find all
Is
this.
it a hairnet?
Yeah, you can find all this stuff on monkeyfunstudios.com, correct? Yes.
No,
Yes, H.
Yes. Awesome sauce. Very cool. And here is
Willie.
Proby
Yeah.
Tim's
Whoa.
epic roll
Right.
It's like a Fry Guy hat, guys. It's pretty awesome. Proby looks okay with it on.
For those of you who have never been to California In and Out, this is what they wear in their head, basically.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Proby's ready for his new career.
I'm
Yeah.
dashing
Other
here.
side.
No, we already established he's terrible at this.
Okay.
This is not a new career.
This is not his day job.
Yeah.
See, you got that hat on wrong.
Put it away, Tim.
This is the back side of Tim's hat.
I think Kimmy won
Kimmy's
that
gun. Kimmy's guns beat your guns.
Sorry.
Well, Kimmy has rifles. I have like little derringers.
Yeah. She got rail guns.
Awesome sauce.
Let me show you my 6-inch python, brother.
So that was all our games, right?
That
Yeah.
escalated quickly.
Yeah.
Awesome. Did anybody else have any questions or things they wanted to discuss?
I don't know why, but I have to say this because I didn't have this, once again, I didn't have this youth of playing all these cool games like in the 90s and the whatevers, the 70s.
90s,
Yeah, that stuff. But
90s.
I played
We'll go with that.
Warhammer Fantasy
Yeah.
RPG, and I had so much fun, y'all. You had some pretty good games when you were growing up, and
Gotta be grown up.
yeah, but that was a lot of fun.
We did, and you can still play them now as part of the
Yeah,
OSR, which we
OSR.
just opened a forum for that on Happy Jack stuff forum.
Yeah.
Something.
Tim, we have a special request from Stu in the chat room. Give us a spin and show us your biker buns.
Biker
I'm assuming he's talking to you because he knows better than to say something like that to
Yeah.
me.
He knows what's gonna happen.
Which
when
is
that
wise.
happens, right?
Oh yeah. Here we go. Just for you.
I want to look away, but I
Do
cannot
the
look
sexy
away.
walk
He
on
did,
the
he did the
catwalk.
full knee pop and everything.
Tim is wearing some khaki
Tim is
navy
a role player.
blue
He
chinos,
picks a role and he
with
plays it.
a baggy t-shirt and a driver's cap.
Stork is like, no.
An infinite number of O's. Oh.
Yeah. So for those of you listening to the podcast, you just missed something that the whole chat room wishes they missed.
As does the live audience.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I think that
I
is.
have no pride.
No, you're not.
We know that.
We love you though. That's okay.
Yep.
I think that is a wrap then for this evening. Thank you guys for being here. So we are the Happy Jacks Crew. My name is Kimmy.
I'm Jib.
This is Gina.
I'm Jason.
I'm Proby Tim.
And bringing up the rear, I'm Weasel Creature.
Nice.
Wow.
He's the CEO on the cat on the
And
witchcolor thing.
This is our live studio audience. And thank you guys in the chat room. Thank you to those listening later on the podcast. Thank you so much to StrategicCon for having us here.
Yes.
For Jim and Eric for coming and giving us the lowdown on what's happening this con. And we're going to go get drunk. So thank you for tuning in.
Woot.
Woot. And tune in next time.
Woo!